Once upon a time in a lush green forest, there lived a clever fox. Now this fox was cunning and quick-witted, and he was always on the lookout for an opportunity to outsmart others. One sunny afternoon, the fox was strolling through the forest when he saw a crow perched on a tree branch. The crow was proud and held a piece of cheese in its beak. The fox, being the sly fellow that he was, had an idea. He decided to flatter the crow, hoping it would do something that would benefit him. So the fox approached the crow and said, "My dear crow, you are the most beautiful bird I've ever seen. Your feathers are as black as night, and your eyes sparkle like stars in the sky. You truly are a sight to behold." Now the crow, puffed up with pride, cocked its head and ruffled its feathers. It had never received such compliments before, and it felt like the fox must truly believe these words. The crow was so pleased with itself. It took a moment to admire its reflection in a nearby puddle, preening its feathers and admiring its own beauty. The fox, seeing his plan unfold, waited patiently. And when the crow finally looked back at him, he continued his flattery. "You know, Crow, your beauty is only matched by your intelligence. I've seen you soaring through the skies with such grace and agility, and I've heard you singing songs that could charm the very trees. Oh, how I wish I could soar like you and sing like you too." The crow, basking in the glow of the fox's compliments, couldn't help but feel a sense of superiority. It was used to being admired for its sleek black feathers and melodious singing, and the fox's praise only served to bolster its already high opinion of itself. It let out a loud caw, a sound that echoed through the trees, and began to sing. As the crow sang, it preened its feathers and struck poses, reveling in the attention it was receiving from the fox. It didn't notice that the fox's eyes were gleaming with mischief, nor did it hear the low growl that rumbled in his throat. The crow was too busy admiring its own performance, but as fate would have it, the crow's singing didn't last long. As it reached the height of its performance, it suddenly stopped, and with a panicked squawk, it tried to regain its balance. You see, while the crow was singing and dancing, it had been balancing on a thin twig. And with all the commotion, the twig had snapped, and now the crow was dangling from the leaf of a bush, desperately trying to find a new hold. The fox, with a sly grin on his face, had anticipated this outcome. As the crow lost its balance, he had darted forward and snatched the piece of cheese right out of its beak. With the prize now in his possession, the fox retreated to a safe distance and watched as the crow struggled to climb back onto the tree. The crow, embarrassed and defeated, could only watch as the fox made off with its hard-earned cheese. The fox, on the other hand, was feeling pretty pleased with himself. He had used his quick thinking and sharp wit to outsmart the crow and get his cheese, and he knew that this was not the first time he'd done this, and it probably wouldn't be the last. As the crow flew away, dejected and hungry, the fox sat down to enjoy his meal. He savored the taste of the cheese, relishing in his victory, and as he licked his chops, he couldn't help but chuckle to himself. He was a clever fox, and he knew it. So friends, we come to the end of this delightful fable about the crow and the fox. Now, as we ponder the tale of the crow and the fox, let's take a moment to reflect on its timeless wisdom. In this enchanting story, we meet a crow who, like many of us, is quite fond of its own beauty and singing. It takes great pride in its appearance and enjoys showing off its skills to anyone who will watch. One day, a cunning fox comes along and decides to play a little trick on the crow. Knowing how vain the bird is, the fox begins to flatter the crow, praising its beauty and singing abilities until the bird's head is completely in the clouds. The turning point of the story comes when the crow, drunk on its own importance, starts to dance and preen. In its vanity, it loses its balance and falls prey to the fox's scheme. With the crow distracted, the fox grabs the crow's hard-earned cheese and escapes. The lesson we learn from this fable is to be cautious of those who shower us with excessive flattery. Just as the crow was too proud to listen to reason, we too can sometimes be blinded by our own importance when faced with excessive praise. Remember, true wisdom lies in knowing when to be wary of those who may have ulterior motives behind their kind words. Think about a time when someone praised you excessively. Did you find yourself feeling tempted or falling for their words? How did you respond? We'd love to hear your experiences and insights. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments section below. And if you found this story enjoyable, don't forget to hit the like button and share it with your friends and family. By doing so, you'll not only spread some joy, but also help others discover the magic of timeless tales like this one. If you haven't already, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel. Joining our community means you'll be the first to know when we release new and exciting content. So make sure to stay tuned for more wonderful stories, valuable life lessons, and engaging quizzes. We've got a fantastic lineup of content planned for you, including more amazing fables, each offering its own unique life lesson. There's something for everyone, so sit back, relax, and get ready to embark on a journey filled with adventure, wisdom, and fun. We'd like to take this opportunity to send a special shout out to our supporters. Your support means the world to us and allows us to continue creating top quality content. We truly appreciate your generosity and the passion you have for our work. As we wrap up our session, we encourage you to keep an eye out for more great content coming your way. Your feedback is invaluable to us and helps us tailor our content to your interests. Thank you once again for joining us today. We're so glad you're a part of our community. Keep an eye out for more fantastic content coming your way. Until then, stay curious, keep learning, and never stop believing in the power of stories. Have you ever fallen for flattery? Share your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for watching.